Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And today we are joined by our mindset coach, Steve Bredschneider. Thank you so much for joining us today here. How are you?
I am absolutely amazing, Jill. Thanks so much for having me. I'm blessed to be here. This is exciting for me.
Well, we appreciate having you here. And for those that may not know yet, could you introduce yourself to our listeners and our viewers today, please?
Absolutely. So I'm a mindset coach. I'm stationed up here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I've been a mindset coach for the past 5 years, and I've been studying personal development for almost 10 now. Wow. And the reason that I'm doing this is because my life has changed profoundly since I've started studying this. And I've got to share this knowledge. I've got to pass it on to other people. I've got to help other people experience the kind of changes that I'm experiencing. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, I know you do a lot to help others, but what brought you into this journey in this field of becoming a mindset coach? Would you mind just sharing your personal journey with us? I think it's important.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm, if we go back 10 years ago, I was probably at the lowest point in my life. I was overweight. I was disconnected. I was lethargic. I had no ambition. I knew that there was something bigger within me that needed to be expressed, but I didn't know how to find out about that. I didn't know what to do about that. And I realized that there had to be some changes that needed to be made. Now, through, I'm going to say, divine providence intervention, I found out about a gentleman by the name of Bob Proctor, who introduced me to the personal development field. And once I started studying and I started understanding this material and I started using this material in my life, profound changes have happened. I've done a complete 180 degrees in the trajectory of my life, and here I am. I've got to share this information with as many people as I can.
Oh, wonderful. Well, and here you are. So
Yeah, right.
here you are. You've been doing a lot of that, obviously. So let's talk a little bit about your role as a mindset coach and the types of people that may be watching today saying, hey, how could he help me? Could you give us some examples of the type of people that would really benefit from this? And I think we all can, but give us some specifics if you don't mind.
Sure, absolutely. Like you said, everybody can benefit from personal development. Making yourself just a 1% better today than you were yesterday makes a big difference in the trajectory of your life. Okay. So let's say that you're a business owner. Let's say that your business has plateaued. You've been at this plateau for 3, 4, 5, maybe even longer years, and you're not sure about how to break this habitual way of being.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
So this is where mindset comes in. You've got to be able to picture yourself as the person you want to be 10 years down the road, what kind of a business you want to have, how big you want your business to grow, how many customers and clients you want to serve, right? Mm-hmm. So this all takes place in your mindset. You know what? I'm a tradesman. I'm a mechanic by trade. And most people who start a business in the trades start a business to replace their income. They're tired of working for somebody. They want to start their business so that they can have a greater income. Problem is that instead of transitioning into being a business owner, they just become a business operator, right? So they have this mindset. They've been working for 10, 15 years for somebody else. They've gotten used to this mindset, this habitual way of being, of doing things every day and doing those same things over and over again. Taking whatever comes next is not a good way to grow your business. So you've got to get out of the mindset of being a business operator and turn it into being a business owner, inspiring people, working with people, not just to create better prosperity for yourself, but to help your people and your business create better prosperity for themselves, helping your clients and the people that you work for grow their business and become more prosperous as well. So changing that mindset is the first shift that you have to have in order to make millions of dollars.
Got it. But we first must become aware of it, which is sometimes hard. And
yes.
Any tips and practices you could offer us now? I mean, just getting started with practicing a mindset?
Yes. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to promise to look after yourself first.
Okay.
It's like going down on a jet plane. If you don't put your air mask on before you help everybody else, you're going to pass out. You're not going to be able to help anybody else. So the first thing that I learned is that I have to take time for myself. So every day, first thing in the morning, I'll take anywhere between 2 to 3 hours, depending on the time, depending on the day of the week, to meditate. to sit back and relax, get myself into a calm state and figure out where I want my life to be. Imagine my life as I want it to be. Then I take time to write down that imaginary image, right? That vision that I have. And I write it down for the purpose of getting it out of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I write it down so that I have something concrete to work with every day. And then I'll sit back and I'll spend 15, 20 minutes and saying, what step do I need to take today to get myself closer to my goal? And I'll write that out. And that's the step that I try to take every day, right? So this becomes a bit of a tradition when you do this. So when you commit to making changes in your life, you're going to take an hour, a minimum of an hour. That's all it takes, really, an hour a day to sit down and start changing your life.
Wow. All right. So it's really that, I'm not going to say easy, but there's basic easy steps here. It's not too complicated. It's a lot about commitment and being repetitive, being habitual, and changing your habits, I guess, and making new habits in a sense.
Exactly. So making those new habits are going to create the changes that you want down the road. Obviously, you can imagine what you want. It's not going to change instantaneously just because you want it. You've got to come up with a vision. You've got to come up with a plan. You've got to inspire people to come and help you do this, because you can't do it by yourself.
No.
You have to do it alone, but you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah. And if you have those out there, lend a guiding hand, take it. Some people feel bad about asking for help, receiving help. It's like the same concept with put your own oxygen mask on first when that plane's going down. But a lot of us think, well, my children might, but you're no good for anyone else if you're not taking care of yourself. So sometimes it's okay to accept help, which is another thing sometimes people have. So, there's a lot of us. Let's talk about this year in general with the pandemic. How many people everyone's been affected in some way, from losing a friend, a family member, losing a job, homeschooling children, raising children, or having to give up a job to take care of the kids. There's so much going on this year, and people, I think, want better. And I feel like, we're finally getting there. We have a vaccine. It's not nowhere near being close to the end, but we're like over the hump almost now. And I think people are now feeling better and looking at the positive and the good in their life, saying life is too short. It's too valuable. It's too precious. Let's do it now. If not, is there's no other better time than now, I'd say, Steve, right? To change.
No, sure. You can start this path at any time, right? Like the pandemic that we're suffering from is just a hitch in the road, right? Yep. You may not be able to socialize as much as you want to, like in a physical manner, but you have things like Zoom, the platform we're on right now. We have other ways of communicating, FaceTime, Skype. We've got ways of continuing our business, even though, or even our personal lives, even though all this self-quarantining and et cetera, is going on. The problem is when you get hung up on, I miss my friends, I miss my mom, I miss my dad, I miss whoever, you get looking backwards, right? You're seeing what's happening and you feel like you're stuck. You can't, if you get stuck in that kind of mentality, you're not going to be able to progress or move forward. So we've got a hiccup. We can't socialize. Let's go figure out something else. But the other thing that we've got to look at is that there are always positives to everything that comes out, right? To every circumstance that we're facing, there's a positive end result. We're going to be better from this. We're going to grow from this. We're going to learn how to communicate on a bigger scale because we are so sequestered and quarantining and stuff. Yeah. We're going to connect with people better when we come out of this. It's all the good stuff that we've got to think about. Keeping a positive mindset is absolutely necessary in order to achieve greater things. Am I making sense?
Absolutely are. And you're all about rebooting your life.
Yes. A reboot of our lives. We go through this. We go through 7 levels of awareness, right?
Yeah. By the way, on your website, all right, let's remind everyone, trueresultsconsulting.ca, you can get a free copy, Reboot Your Life.
Yes. I think it's a really valuable book. We go through 7 levels of awareness. And as we progress through those levels of awareness, our prosperity, our happiness, our joy, our lives get so much better and better. So, Reboot Your Life is, I think, a really powerful small book, but it's very powerful. You know what? I read a lot of small books. I have one here called The Hidden Power by Thomas Troward. It's not that thick, I could probably sit down and read this entire book in a day if I choose to make that happen. But Reboot Your Life is, I think, an amazing bit of work. Read it. You might like it.
Well, you wrote it, right? It better be an amazing piece of work.
Yeah, I think so.
So
you know how it is. People don't like blowing their own horns, right?
Of course not. Don't be so modest, though. But clearly,
Right.
you say, tell me what you want. I will help you get it. Give me some
Yes.
examples of the types of people that you've worked with, that you've helped.
All right. So I have pretty much all my clients usually become good friends. And one of my friends happens to have a family of 7. And he has a business that does marketing. I guess making websites, marketing, doing SEO, et cetera, et cetera. Brilliant guy. Absolutely amazing. And I know for a fact that working with me, he's doubled his income. So, we don't stay in contact that much, but when he gets kind of stuck, he'll call me and say, "Hey, Steve, what do I got to do next?" And I'll spend a half an hour with him, and away he goes. So that's just one. Anyone that I've worked with so far has doubled their income within the 6 months of working with me.
Wow.
So yeah, right.
You got great track results, great testimonials, clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. And what else did you want to get across today, and what points to bring out to your viewers here and listeners about how you can really help change someone's life?
Yeah, again, everything starts with an idea, right? So the idea of where you want to take your life, it begins here in the mind. Your imagination is the most powerful nation in the world.
Yeah.
Right? If you create an image, a vision of what you want, and you take positive action towards manifesting that, it's got to happen, right? I spent 10 years as a designer of forestry equipment, and I consider this life engineering compared to forestry engineering, right? I pictured a component that I wanted to put on a machine. I developed that component in software. I'd put it on paper. I'd give it to somebody to fabricate and to manufacture, and I'd give it to somebody to assemble on the machine. It's the same sort of thing. We create an image of what we want. We write it down on paper. We write down a plan for its execution, and then we execute that plan. And success is only what you can imagine it to be. Now, here's the thing about this, Jill, is that we have limiting thoughts as well. We have a mindset of limitation. I'm not smart enough to do this. I'm not big enough to do this. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough experience. All of this stuff is what's holding us all back from achieving greater things. So creating a mindset of becoming aware of what those limitations are, and then creating a mindset that works around those limitations. It takes work, an hour a day. Positive affirmations, changing good ideas for bad ideas. You'll see Think and Grow Rich on the shelf behind me. I read that every day. Can you see it there? Oh, might be hidden.
I can't, sorry. My eyes aren't that good. I'm like, okay.
So Think and Grow Rich is a fantastic book. It was written by Napoleon Hill back in the 1930s. And the material that's in there is still as relevant as it was back then. It works. I mean, he talks about giants like Henry Ford and Edison and Marconi, great people who made great changes back in the 1930s. Now you change that to something more relevant today. Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, the late great Steve Jobs. These people all had the mindset of, this is what I want. I'm going to achieve it. And I'm going to inspire people to make that happen with me, to come and help me do this. Now, Elon Musk, I don't know what he knew about creating rocket ships, but look at what he's doing, man. Going to Mars, crazy, right? But he inspired the people that knew how to do this stuff to come and work with him. Incredible stuff that's going on. And our technology is just advancing so fast. It is absolutely incredible. We are in a great time to become more prosperous and more healthy and happier than any other time in history.
Now, with your own personal transition into this business, in a sense, did you work with anyone to guide you along the way?
Absolutely. My mentor is Bob Proctor.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know if you know who Bob is.
Of course, I know. I don't know him personally, but I know of him. Amazing. So you
Yes.
worked with him, and obviously here you are today.
Yes, absolutely. So I've been studying a bunch of things. The Lead the Field program that was developed by Earl Nightingale, and Bob has created the new Lead the Field program. That's available on my website. There are many other self-study programs that I offer on the website. Things like Path to Agreement, which is a great program for guys who are struggling with sales guys. Right? If you're having troubles, increasing your bottom line, increasing your sales, go check that program out. It's not expensive, but it's well worth the time. It's well worth the money.
Right.
Other programs, anything that Bob has put out there has caused success for everyone who's studied with him. I'm experiencing that myself. So
Great. And
it's great.
on how we can get in touch with you if they'd like to contact you, reach out to you, work with you. Could you give us website, phone number, all the above, maybe?
Yep. So the website is trueresultsconsulting.ca, not .com, .ca.
Mm-hmm.
On there is a contact page. If you see what you like, if you look over my history or my profile, read some of the blogs that I've posted, which reminds me I need to catch up on that. If what I'm doing is resonating with you, reach out, contact me through the contact page. The best method of getting a hold of me is to call me at 519-209-1779. I may not be able to answer the phone right away, but if you leave your contact information, I promise you to be in touch with you within 24 hours.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for that. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we return, obviously, we'll talk more with how you can help everyone here today. Thank you so much for inspiration, positivity, and we'll have more of that coming up right after the break. Stay tuned.
The session that we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAT partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAT partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
Academy Sedan and Limo is a full-service transportation company serving the Philadelphia metropolitan area with full knowledge of the New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. areas. We pride ourselves on being the most dependable, conscientious company in the industry. Our always on-time service and dependable pricing make us the company to call for any event or occasion. Our vehicles can accommodate any size party for any occasion. Our vehicles range from four-door sedans to SUVs to minivans to limo buses to full-size tour buses and can accommodate groups of 2 to 100. We offer airport shuttle service or over-the-road service without limitation regarding mileage or time, and no drive is too long or too far. So if you find yourself in need of transportation of any type with any vehicle, give us a call at 610-842-4564 and let us show you what a real transportation company can do for you.
Use code ACADEMY2020 to receive 20% off your first 3 rides, including parking and tolls.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
True Results Consulting. We are here with Steve Bredschneider, of course, who is our mindset coach and so much more. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Jill. I'm blessed. I'm absolutely blessed. The more people I reach out to and contact, the better I feel.
And that's what it's all about. So how does it work to work with you? Someone's interested, and tell me normally to set up an initial call, an introduction to see if you're a good fit for someone, vice versa. And then what is the program in a sense? How often are you meeting with, talking to, calling people? How long does it usually take to change somebody's patterns and way of thinking for the better?
Okay, let's start with the beginning. The first thing we do is we spend a minimum of 30 minutes together. I usually set aside anywhere between 60 and 90 minutes for what's considered to be a discovery call.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out what your wants are, what your desires are, how you want to become more fulfilled, happier, healthier, wealthier, whatever it is that you want, I can help you with. And we then set down a plan for helping you get there. It could be, that you're a good, self-disciplined, very good student, and you can do the program on your own. We can offer you a self-study version of the course that I offer. Then there comes the person that I need help. I want to be guided. I want to have an accountability partner. I want somebody to hold me accountable for doing the program. I love what Napoleon Hill wrote in his book, Think and Grow Rich. He studied advertising through a correspondence school. Now, this is back in the 30s when there was no such thing as a computer. The correspondence course, you had to fill out sheets and do homework, et cetera, and send it via mail back to the school and then you'd have to wait for the results, et cetera, et cetera. And he said that he stopped studying it after about 10 lessons. And then the school started sending him bills. Hey man, you got to pay, right? I don't care if you're studying or not, you got to pay. So he said, well, if I have to pay, I'm going to make use of the course. And this is the great thing about this sort of a platform is that the accountability is there. It's instantaneous. Feedback is instantaneous. And I'm in your corner to help you become more successful than me. Mm-hmm. Right? That's my desire. I want to help other people have a better, more prosperous life. And in doing so, I'm making my corner of the world a little bit better. Am I making sense?
No.
Then lastly, so there's the coaching program where you and I sit together once a week. We talk about the course. We talk about the particular lesson that we're on. And I hold you accountable for doing the work. If you're not doing the work, we kind of take a step back and we keep going in the same direction until you've done what you need to do, right? So it's a little bit like that correspondence school asking for payment, only I'm up front with you. And you don't have to wait for it. Mm-hmm. Then there's an elite coaching service that I offer, which is daily 15-minute laser coaching sessions. Daily coaching sessions. This doesn't stop on Saturdays or Sundays. We get on the phone at the exact same time, and we find out. I hold you accountable for everything that you want to do. You tell me what it is that you want to do, and I make sure that you're doing it. Simple as that. So, of course, those have 3 different levels of cost. But it fits, I think it fits most people's budgets, even the elite coaching program. So,
can you tell me about just maybe, do you have a few, I'm sure there's so many different amazing success stories that you have to share with us, but any that really can inspire our viewers and listeners today?
I think that if you really want to double your income, I think that, within 6 months time, like this is the coaching that will do this for you. Hell, if you're a really good student, you're self-disciplined and you study and apply the material that you're learning, as you're learning it, you're going to double your income as fast as you want in as little as 12 weeks.
Wow.
So this is a 12 lesson program. You can study a lesson a week. Or you can work with me for 6 months. We study one lesson for 2 weeks, or we can do the daily coaching. It's entirely up to you. And again, that's why I consider myself a consultant, because I will place you in a program or in a self-study program or in the elite coaching course, whichever works best for you.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, it's amazing because let me ask you how you stay so together, so positive. What inspires you every day when you wake up? Is there any tips you can give our listeners and viewers here about, what they should be doing? I know you mentioned visualization, writing stuff down. What else do you do that is super important? Could you give us a little, taste into your secret?
Yeah. First thing in the morning, I wake up before my alarm clock every day, and I
go off at. Are you an early bird? Because I still believe early birds catch that worm, and they are more successful, right? Einstein used to get up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, well, I'm hitting that mark. So between 3:30 and 4 o'clock, I'm usually awake.
Okay.
I set my alarm for 4 a.m. And the first thing I do when I open my eyes is I thank God for waking me up, because this is a new day, and I get to be as effective as I possibly can. And during the course of my day, I face challenges. things that I haven't seen before, things that are going to make me grow, things that I'm going to be able to show my apprentices, things that I'm going to be able to do for my clients and customers. And when I face those challenges, you know what? I get a little upset. I get a little bit vocal with my expletives, shall we say. I get a little antsy. I get more anxious about not being able to serve my customer than anything else, right? Because this is something I've never known before. But when I step back and I calm down, I realize I'm going to learn something here. I'm going to learn something that I'm going to be able to tell somebody else about and get them to be able to use that knowledge. Am I making sense? So every day's challenges, it doesn't matter what it is, whatever the circumstance it is, it's all good. So I'm looking forward to those challenges. I'm looking forward to meeting new people. I'm looking forward to serving my clients and customers. I just love what I'm doing. And when you're passionate about what you do, about what you love doing, and that'll resonate with people, right? That'll catch people and say, I want to work with you.
Yep. And gratitude. So like you were saying, to be thankful, to be grateful. Gratitude goes a long way.
Yes. I forget who said, or I actually forget the quote. There is a quote about an attitude of gratitude. And gratitude, when you think about levels of vibration, like if you're mad and angry and upset and pissy all the time, you're in a low level of vibration. But if you're in love, if you're happy, if you're passionate about things, you're in a high level of, right? So it is said that gratitude is the highest level of vibration that you can possibly manifest. So if you look around and you say, I am grateful for being awake and alive today. I'm grateful for the challenges that I'm about to face. I'm grateful for the people that I love, my family, my friends, all the great things that are going on. Tiny things like COVID, tiny things like the bills that you have to pay, tiny things like the boss that you have that may not be so agreeable with you are small things compared to all of the beauty that surrounds us. And when you become aware of this beauty, and this is where one of the most profound changes in my life has happened, when I became aware of the beauty that I exist in, that's when everything starts to unfold. That's when everything starts to present itself. That's when opportunity starts knocking on your door and you're aware of it. That's the thing. If opportunity's knocking and you're in a grumpy, crappy state, it's going to walk right past you.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're in that state of gratitude, you become aware of the opportunity and you go, this is how I can help, or this is how I can benefit from this opportunity.
Got it. And so in closing here today, Steve, what would you like to say to everyone about why they should contact you? Why do you make an amazing consultant, coach, mentor, all the above? And tell them that you can help them. You can really help them change their lives, which is people like, wait, what? Really? Yes, you can.
So let's face it, if you're telling yourself that you have a perfect life, you're deluding yourself. Humans have a need for greater, a need for growth, a need for more in their lives, more love, more happiness, more health, more money, more sex, whatever comes to your mind, we want more of. And if you're in a state saying, no, my life is perfect, you're in a state of complacency. You're not growing, you're not doing anything, you're just staying the same.
So you're not,
and that's actually living life in reverse.
So you're not opening yourself up to let more growth in, to let more things in. You're kind of closed-minded. You have your blinders on in a sense.
Exactly right. And this is what I can help you do. If there is room for improvement in your life, then I can help you achieve that improvement.
Perfect. And how do you get in touch with you?
It takes a 30-minute call to find out what I can do for you, and we can move forward from there.
And
so reach out.
Are endless. All right. So how can we reach out to you if you don't mind giving us the website phone number again?
Sure. It's trueresultsconsulting.ca, not .com.ca, because I'm Canadian. It's my phone number is 519-209-1779. And my email address is simply steve@trueresultsconsulting.ca.
And it's True
Reach out.
Consulting.
I'll be happy to spend 30 minutes with you. Just let's talk.
Are you on social media as well? Facebook?
I am on Facebook. I am on LinkedIn. I have no idea about Twitter or Instagram yet. But that's one of my challenges is to teach or to learn about that stuff.
Steve Bredschneider. We can Google True Results Consulting. CA.
Yes.
I want to know. All right.
Yes,
Well,
and you will find my website, you will find my Facebook page, you will find me.
and quickly, tell me the significance of your little bear back there. Who is he?
My little bear, this is a gift from a very, very dear friend who is, we're not close anymore, let's put it that way. But she shared a bunch of life experiences with me, and I have fond memories. And the bear is just a reminder that I had that experience. So
Beautiful.
yeah, and
Folks, everything around you. I get it. Absolutely. Here's my lucky snowman. See,
see,
we all have things that may be like, wait, what? But it makes me happy. So,
right, yeah.
Steve Bredschneider, thank you. It's a pleasure speaking with you and getting to see you here today on Zoom as well. I hope our listeners and, of course, viewers do reach out to you. Thank you again.
Thanks so much, Jill. I appreciate the opportunity to serve people.
You too, honey. Have a great day and looking forward to the next conversation. And we ask everyone else, of course, to stay tuned because there is more of the show coming right up after this break.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.